The doors breathe wide like they know my name. The floor holds steady, the bass the same. The smoke draws crowns on amber stone. A hush reveals what I have grown. No banners raised, no trumpets blown, just breathing time and bone on bone. In the night she smiles because I've shown you don't have to roar to claim your throne. I walked the length of crowded years, past ash and oath and cheaper cheers. I learned to trade the spark for coal, to keep the heat and save the soul. I left the race to those who ran. I kept my pulse, refined my plan. Now rooms lean in like carved in stone to hear the reign of the quiet throne. Dropped the need to win on sight. I chose the long, deliberate night. I tuned my breath to slower keys. I let my anger learn to breathe. I filed my pride until it shone. A tool not master, flesh to bone. And in that light, the truth was known. The calmest crown is the quiet throne. Ain't no preacher sells his grace. You buy it slow, you learn your pace. You keep your word and sharpen less. You let restraint replace excess. You trust the air you're standing on. You let the storm move through and gone. When noise begs blood from skin and stone, you answer with a quiet throne. So pour one for the man who doesn't chase, whose steady eyes can clear a place. He laughs low, his proof is grown. He rules the night from a quiet throne. It hums like oak, it shines like dawn. A crown you feel though nothing's drawn. I ain't pleading fate or loan. I wear the weight of a quiet throne. The barmaid knows the weather here. She sets the glass and stills the fear. The snare ticks off, the kick says stay. The organ threads a velvet way. Men measure men in restless tones. I let their thunder pass like stones. By the time the talk has flown, they're kneeling to a quiet throne. Speak once, speak true, then let it stand. Keep warm your fire, cool your hand. Treat pride like glass, polished store. Spend less today, hold something more. Forgive, but never lose the chart. Trust patience, scars, not racing hearts. A kingdom's not in steel alone. It's breath that builds a quiet throne. The man in the mirror tips his head, says, son, you found the path instead. It wasn't rage, it wasn't speed. It wasn't hunger dressed as need. It was the way you didn't push, the way you turned a riot hush. No flags, no drums, no iron groan, just presence and a quiet throne. A murmur swells from jealous throats, a tide of sparks on cashiered notes. They bait my edge to brighter leaps. They want the fire that no one keeps. I raise one palm, a fraction slow. The storm forgets which way to go. The bass resumes, the doubt is flown, obedient to the quiet throne. Pour one for the man who reads the waves, who lets the fire remain its slave. He hums low, all battles known. He bends the dark with a quiet throne. Raise your glass to iron grace, to breathe that calms a crowded place. No roar, no blade, no overthrown, just sovereign heat and quiet throne. A single band becomes a door. A room steps through and asks for more. A ribbon reverb and baton turns noise to air and fear to bone. I set the groove where faith has grown. No hurry, just just a tempered zone, and in that hush the crown is shown, weightless, like a quiet throne. I just have learned what I'll endure. I let the chase fall off the map. I traded sprint for patient lap. I let the past keep what it owns. I kept the lesson in my bones. I left the world as sharp in tone. I took the peace of a quiet throne. Ain't no choir singing up my name, just bass and breathing gentle flame. No trumpet calls, no gilded loan, just proof that stands when night is blown. You want the key, then stand alone and learn to need no borrowed tone. When questions rise from flesh and stone, you let them bow to the quiet throne. So pour one for the ones who chose to wait, who turned down speed and walked with faith. He laughs low, the work is done. He rolls the dust with a quiet throne. No crown to weigh, no debt to own, just breathe that makes the dark a home. And when I fade, carved into stone, I love the night and a quiet throne. The samurai kings has held the crown, and watch their palaces bound down. I see small mortal light of we that hold the rim with leathern sheets, and left forgets the ones who know till bleed the fire, sauced and soul. The wind still hums through the broken blinds, a soft reminder of changing times. The glass half full, the fight half done. The war I waged, I've finally won. The smoke don't cling and drifts away, like all the debts I used to pay. In the dark she smiles, she keeps the score, but the night don't know me anymore. I chase the dawn with bloodshot eyes, trying to bury what truth implies. Each dream I lost, I called it fate. Each sin I loved, I dressed as great. I walked through storms, I begged for pain, just to feel alive again. Now the fire's out, the whiskey's poured, but the night don't hold me anymore. The jukebox hums a tired refrain, a song I played to drown the pain. The barmaid nods, she knows my face. She's seen regret in every case. The stool still creaks beneath my weight, ghost of pride, a twist of fate, but the chair don't judge, the floor don't mourn, and the night don't owe me anymore. Ain't no preacher left to save my kind, just the echo of peace I find. You can fight the dark, but it never dies, it just weighs beneath your sighs. The blues don't cure, it just forgive for every fool who still relives. I took my last, I closed that door, the night don't owe me anymore. So pour one for the man who found his peace when the noise fell down and the doubt ceased. It laughs slow, calm to the core. Yeah, the night don't know him anymore. It hums like mercy, soft and slow, a quiet truth he's come to know. He ain't seeking fight or war, 'cause the night don't know him anymore. Her photo's cracked but still looks kind. The love's long gone but not declined. I talk to her like she's still near, tell her what I couldn't clear. A smile don't fade, it just forgives, a shade that knows how silence lives. I used to bleed for what she wore. Now the night don't owe me anymore. I learned that loss ain't always pain. Sometimes it's just the end of rain. The sun still sets, the soul still mends. You learn that peace don't mean it ends. I burned my guilt, I kept the scar, a map to show me who we are. And though I've sinned, my spirit's soul. The night don't owe me anymore. The man in the mirror don't talk tonight. He just nods once under pale light. He don't accuse, he don't forgive, he just shows the way I live. He says, boy, the fight's been long, but every wrong wrote you a song. And I smile back the same as before, 'cause the night don't owe me anymore. My heart don't race like it used to do. It beats slow, quiet, clean and true. The blues still play but soft refined, like a scar that learned to stay behind. I hum along, no pain, no score, just rhythm born from what I swore. The ghost still knocks, I don't implore. The night don't know me anymore. Pour one for the man who walked away from every ghost that begged to stay. He hums low like peace reborn. Yeah, the night don't know him anymore. Raise your glass to the soul set free, who found their calm beneath the sea. No throne, no sin, no law. The night don't know him anymore. The bass walks slow, the chords ring clean, the kind of peace you've never seen. No crowd, no noise, no open door, just quiet worth fighting for. Each note I play don't echo, roar. It breathes, the night don't owe me anymore. In that silence, rich and pure. The night don't owe me. at peace with what's true. I ain't looking for some grand return, just a calm I had to earn. The dawn can come, I won't resist. I'll meet it clean, no clenched fist, no debt, no sin, no war. The night don't know more. Ain't no choir, no open gate, just the hum of fate that waits. The blues face off. The clock calls 12, the bottle breathes slow. A shadow moves where the lost men go. There's a silence deep enough to drown, and a voice inside saying, boy, don't turn around. The smoke curls like memory in a slow parade, each breath a story I never made. In the night she listens, but don't forgive. I walk through smoke in a dozen lies, the kind that dance behind tired eyes. A letter half burned, a promise half kept. I drink with the ghosts I ain't buried yet. Every truth I held turned to sand, slipping through the cracks of my callous hand. The city hums a hymn of sin and flame, still midnight knows my name. Jukebox hums a forgotten tune, it bleeds through walls like a silver wound. And every note reminds me again how easy we fall, how slow we mend. I see faces in the whiskey glass, flickers of a time I let slip past. The sound of footsteps fades the same, but midnight still whispers my name. Ain't no preacher in this town tonight, only shadows that flicker under neon light. You can pray all day, but pain still stays. It learns your voice and calls your name. It lingers soft like perfume's ache, a love you couldn't fix, a heart you break. And when the world forgets your claim, midnight remembers just the same. So pour one for the man who won't be saved, for the fighter smiling at the empty grave. He laughs low with a taste of shame. Yeah, midnight knows my name. She hums my sins in a velvet tone. Each note cut deep into the bone. I ain't seeking glory, just a flame, 'cause midnight knows my name. lipstick stains on a folded bill, a scent of danger that lingers still. Every memory costs the same, a little blood, a little blame. The bar light flickers like our eyes did once, gentle but sharp as a loaded gun. If love's a crime, I took the blame. Now midnight calls my name. I chased the wind through motel doors, found nothing but silence and slamming floors. Somewhere between mercy and pride, I learned to breathe where hope had died. The curtains whisper where she used to stand, her ghost still warm in the palm of my hand. And though I left, I stayed the same. Midnight called my name. The man in the mirror don't blink no more. He's seen it all, the lies, the war. He just smirks and says, boy, you knew this world don't heal, it just tattoos you. The ink runs deep in veins of rust, turns every promise into dust. You keep your soul but lose the game, and midnight knows your name. I used to write dreams on a torn receipt, now they fade like the dust beneath my feet. She said love's a gun with a velvet aim, now I carry her words like a scar and a flame. The wind outside plays a hollow chord, my silence louder than any word. The dark feels kind, the pain feels tame, 'cause midnight knows my name. Ain't no choir gonna call my tune, just the hum of the night and the lazy moon. No redemption, no acclaim, just the sound of midnight saying my name. It's a quiet storm, a low refrain, the kind of peace that comes. Mailbox creaks like an altar hinge, dawn writes silver on the garden fringe. Boots on gravel count to 4, breath comes easy like a settled score. I touch the gate and let it remain. There's quiet living under my name. I spent years teaching thunder to kneel, forged my calm into working steel, signed a city with a smaller pen, paid old debts and paid again. I don't need statues or a louder street, I build my echo where strangers meet, in doors held open and burdens split, in choosing repair when rage would fit. A man can vanish and still be true. I stitch my shadow to what I do, let noise go hunt for a brighter flame. I'll keep the silence under my name. Count to 4 with the ribs, not pride. Let the breath be the longer guide. If history shouts like a borrowed claim, answer with hush beneath your name. There's a silence under my name, not empty, not afraid of blame. It holds my weight like a wooden frame. It knows my work and says the same. No trumpets needed, no crowded fame. I live in the silence under my name. I've seen loud crowns rust on cue, gold turn green by the things they do. I've watched bright parades forget the street, leave nothing but paper and hollow feet. The widow next door waters her fern, hums a hymn that refuses to burn. I fix her gate and I don't charge time. We trade two nods, both are worth a dime. Across the way a kid learns breaks, counts his courage on smaller stakes. I cheer by not becoming stage. Let room be room for a younger age. If legacy's breath and not a flame, let it be the silence under my name. Breathe on forward till the bass says stay. Let the snare brush sweep delay. If pride returns with a painted claim, let stillness sign beneath your name. There's a silence under my name, not empty, not afraid of blame. It holds my weight like a wooden frame. It knows my work and says the same. No trumpets needed, no crowded fame. I live in the silence under my name. I keep a drawer of unmailed lines, letters to bridges and fault lines. Thank yous I owe to forgotten rain, apologies folded without a stain. Some I'll send and some I'll sow in gardens only the patient know. I prune my anger like winter vines, leave what fruits, cut back the signs. There's a mercy in tasks that don't get seen, a hinge that won't squeal, a floor kept clean. You won't applaud it, you'll simply trust. It's how I learned to polish dust. When heaven audits the quiet game, it checks the silence under my name. Hold that four, let the strings lean low. Let piano say what words won't show. If yesterday begs to be the frame, hang it on silence, sign your name. There's a silence under my name, not empty, not afraid of blame. It keeps the roof through wind and rain. It turns sharp loss into useful grain. No victory speech, no point in flame. Just work and breathe beneath my name. Bring me the lights I turned down low, so others could stand in a kind of glow. Bring me the times I walked away and left room open for their say. Bring me the locks I learned oil, the tempers cooled by patient toil. If legacy's true, it's not a crown. It's chest set close when the tires sit down. Let guitar bend like a vow kept plain. Let trumpet rest like a forgiven pain. If I'm remembered, let it remain as the space I made, and not my name. Say less, hold fast, count four, let pass. I walk past the shop with a humble glass, where watch hands learn how minutes pass. The owner nods in that language of few, everything working, working and true. A bus exhales, a school bell sings, the morning tires its ordinary strings. This is the choir I choose to lead, by keeping time for simpler need. A rumor tries to borrow my face, I give it no stage, I give it no place. Peace requires a quiet spine, a yes that's small, a faithful line. Write it in sawdust, stinking rain. I hold the silence under my name. Count to 4 with a softer hand. Let the beat arrive like land. If glory knocks in a borrowed frame, offer tea, then keep your name. There's a silence under my name, not empty, not afraid of blame. It keeps the tools that build my aim. It stores the grain when fields go lame. No bright parade, no gilded claim. I live in the silence under my name. There's a silence under my name, not empty, not afraid of blame. It cradles love without a frame. It guards the weak without a claim. The tree holds his breath like a locked safe door. Rain scrubs footprints off the floor. Neon forgets the names it spelled. Windows keep the secrets they were told to well. Boots land soft, heartbeat slow. I pass through the night like I already know. If justice came, it came without poise. No witness, no echo, no noise. I learned to move like a rumor behaves. There for a second, then nothing but waves. A hand on a knob, not a fist on a gate. I buy my time and I sell men fate. Knuckles stay clean in a city of chalk. I ride in steps, not in talk. Shadows salute when the orders need. Law arranged on a silent street. There's a science to mercy, a price to prove. A way to fix leaks in a weathered roof. You plan like rain, you hit like dust. Leave nothing but the sand of trust. No one sees the math I use, just exits opening where I choose. If thunder has to be employed, I send it home. No witness, no noise. Count to 4 with a borrowed breath. Fold your rage, let it rest. If truth must walk, let truth avoid the crowded steps of noise. No witness, no noise, just the law of the room. A slow-moving verdict that never blooms. If crowns need thunder to keep their poise, they were never crowns, just noise. I sign with a nod, erase with a choice. The city learns, no witness, no noise. A door swings once, the hinge says last. A coat collects the dust it blasts. Two men argue on a sheet of glass. By morning the argument doesn't pass. Not death, not fire, just the end of a thread. A knot undone with fear once bled. I don't chase blood, I chase the source. Turn rivers by an inch of force. This isn't vengeance, it's maintenance paid. The difference between a cut and a blade. A saint would pray, a coward flees. I count to 4 and set men free. From the dead they earn, the lies they deploy. I cancel the volume, no witness, no noise. Breathe in, let the floorboards hold. Let brass keep quiet, the snare grow old. If guilt is heavy, I'll make it a poise. Balanced by absence of noise. No witness, no noise, just the law of the room. A slow-moving verdict that never blooms. If crowns need thunder their poise. They were never crowns, just noise. I sign with a nod, a raise with a choice. The city learns, no witness, no noise. She meets me under a sleeping sign, eyes like a ledger crossing a line. Tell me she whispers with silence buys. Tomorrow I answer without alibis. She touches my sleeve like a lie I can't. Finds only patience finally web. I show her a map with streets turned thin, paths I've cleared for boys to begin. She says, does mercy leave a stain? I say, not if you teach it rain. I don't stack bodies, I empty the room. I lay down outcomes that don't need a tune. When danger begs for a louder voice, I close the ledger. No witness, no noise. Hold the breath, let the hour decide. Stand where the lesser kings divide. If power's real, it never employs the brittle crutch of noise. No witness, no noise, just the law of the room. A slow-moving verdict that never blooms. If crowns need thunder to keep their poise, they were never crowns, just noise. I sign with a nod, erase with a choice. The city learns, no witness, no noise. Bring me the locks that break without sound. Bring me the dead that never was found. Bring me the blade that cuts like air, leaves no tear and leaves no tear. Bring me the rumor with missing feet. Watch it fail to cross this street. If justice must sing, let it hum instead. A single note in a careful head. I turn the key where the night employs a simple rule. No witness, no noise. Walk, don't swear. Fix, don't flare. Count to 4. Close the door. Arrival's grin, left fingerprints thin on the glass of a promise I kept within. I didn't answer with a televised noon. I moved the moon and let him swoon. Gave him a job that wore his pride. Let it shrink till truth could rise. Sometimes victory looks like less. A quieter street, a smaller mess. The city sleeps when the math is right. Crime gets tired of losing its sight. I never say done, I never rejoice. I breathe a just, no witness, no noise. Hush the brass, let the strings abstain. Hold the snare like a patient vein. If order needs a steady voice, it speaks as lack of noise. No. Window open to a D minor sky. Curtains slow dance with a faithful sigh. Kettle forgets to sing on time. Room holds still like a patient rhyme. I sit with nothing under my teeth and hear the place where silence learns to breathe. I used to fear the soundless floor, rush my soul through every door, fill the choir with pilot lights, Kept alarms to warm my nights, but clocks get tired of saving face, and thunder stumbles out of place. The day I put my armor down, the room exhaled without a sound. A chair said stay, the lamp said live, the sink said wash what you can't forgive. I listened soft to the air beneath, the gentle rise where silence learns to breathe. Count to 4 with the ribs, not pride. Let breathe be the long, clear guide. If memory knocks with a harsher wreath, open the door where silence learns to breathe. Where silence learns to breathe. It isn't empty, it's alive. It keeps a pulse you hardly see. It helps your better names arrive. No neon crown, no crowded creed, just steady light. Where silence learns to breathe. Street hums low like a kindly drum. A moth writes cursive on the sun. The calendar loses all its teeth. Every task finds gentler sheet. I pour the coffee slower now. Let steam translate a quieter vibe. A neighbor waves with a mended sleeve, says fence holds better if you leave a little room for wood to swell. I nod, my heart has learned that spell. Give distance space, give sorrow sheep. You'll hear it change when silence learns to breathe. Breathe on forward, let strings lean low. Let piano leave space where meanings grow. If pride returns with a frantic plea, point at the chair, sit down, just be. Where silence learns to breathe. It isn't empty, it's alive. It keeps a pulse you hardly see. It helps your better names arrive. No neon crown, no crowded creed, just steady light. Where silence learns to breathe. I keep a drawer of unmailed lines, apologies stitched to winter vines. Some I send with softer ink, some I shelve so time can think. The mirror does a kinder job, leaves out the blade, keeps in the saw. I set my jaw to rest, not rule. Let mercy take the sharper tool. The house remembers how I've grown, teaches me rooms I thought I owned. They own me back with quiet teeth. They choose the pace where silence learns to breathe. Count to 4 till the heart stands sure. Let quiet be strong and good be pure. If thunder begs for headline read, turn off the page, let silence breathe. Where silence learns to breathe. It isn't empty, it's alive. Keeps a pulse you hardly see. It helps your better names arrive. No neon crown, no crowded creed, just steady light. Where silence learns to breathe. Bring me the locks I forced for show. I'll oil them now and let them go. Bring me the names I said too hard, I'll speak them soft in the backyard. Bring me the steps I marched in vain, I'll walk them home in evening rain. Let guitar bend once and rest, let bass keep time inside the chest. If victory wants a brighter sheath, I'll feed it bread where silence breathes. Say less, stand plain. Count to 4, remain. porch fern slow hums a hymn the old bells know. We trade a nod across the street, a treaty sealed without a sheet. No sermon, no heroic claim, just breathe that spells a truer name. The dog lies down between our feet, the day grows soft, the hour sweet. I learned to love the quiet's teeth, how gentle bites teach lungs to breathe. Hold that forward, let the rim click fade, let mercy harvest what time has made. If history calls with a restless wreath, answer with work and cleaner breath. Where silence learns to breathe, it isn't empty, it's alive. It keeps a pulse you hardly see, it helps your better names arrive. No neon crown, no crowded creed, just steady light. Where silence learns to breathe. Night puts amber on the kitchen tile, kettle takes its time a while. I close the drawer of unmailed pleas, light one lamp and rinse the keys. Ledger shuts with two small signs, carried together and left room for minds. No trumpet needs to bless this wreath, it's holy work where silence learns to breathe. I dim the house to a single line, a narrow goal that reads be kind. I guess I found the man beneath, the one who heard his silence breathe. Where silence learns to breathe. Tailors chalk like moonlight on cold, tape around my ribs, measuring toll. Silk takes breath, buttons take bone. Mirror keeps secrets I won't atone. Horn size low, piano rides ash, bass counts debts I refuse to stash. I smile like a verdict stitched within, step into evening in a suit made of sin. Lapel like a river where whispers swim, cufflinks clink soft like a chapel hymn. I've pressed my past till the creases obey, steamed out the tremor, taught out to stay. Every pocket holds a quiet law, every seam knows a mercy saw. I don't wear thunder, I am the storm, lay it to rest in a measured form. This perfume in the hall that remembers a war, footsteps that know what forgiveness is for. I walk through rooms that lean to hear, watch courage slow dance with fear. This isn't gold, it's a tale of debt, threaded with names I won't forget. If elegance is armor, I'm armor thin, but the cut is perfect on a suit made of sin. Count to four, keep breath inside, hide the bruise where the pearls reside. If truth must show, let the lights go dim. I'll say it's softer in a suit made of sin. I wear my quiet like a crown that burns, fit by the lessons no saint returns. If grace is a fabric that won't give in, I stitch my name in a suit made of sin. No thunder needed, no borrowed grin, I rule the room in a suit made of sin. When love wants proof and fate wants skin, I pay in silence with a suit made of sin. A tailor once told me, stand like you swear. I learned to vow with the weight I wear. Wool takes shape like a patient lie. Shape it too long and the truth runs dry. There's a woman whose eyes unbutton the night. She knows the zipper between wrong and right. She says, does that fabric forgive your hands? I say it forgives nothing, only understand. I've pocketed rage like a folded tie. Took it out seldom, let most go by. The city keeps track with a ledger of scenes, invoices printed in unlit dreams. I sign with a nod, I pay with a glance. I dance with danger in a lawful stance. You think it's glamour, but look again. It's discipline draped in a suit made of sin. Count to four, let the snare draw near. Teach your pulse to disappear. If sorrow asks where I've been, tell it, measure in a suit made of sin. I wear my quiet like a crown that burns, fit by the lessons no saint returns. If grace is a fabric that won't give in, I stitch my name in a suit made of sin. No thunder needed, no borrowed grin. I rule the room in a suit made of sin. When love wants proof and fate wants skin, I pay in silence with a suit made of sin. My tailor's chalk traced the cost of pride, marked where the boy in me went to hide. Pinned the shoulders built from nights when I held back flames and turned off lights. Hem the memories to ankle length, so I don't trip over borrowed strength. Pressed a crease into second chances, so they fall sharp in slow romance. And there's a prayer something beneath the chest. For names I couldn't keep at rest, I carry their echoes like hidden thread. Pull too hard, it breaks instead. So I tug with care, I wear with grace. I let the stitch hold time and place. Virtue's velvet and vice's skin. I'm somewhere honest in a suit made of sin. Count to four, let the brass confess. Breathe through linen, admit the mess. When judgment knocks, don't let it in. Make it wait outside my suit made of sin. I wear my quiet like a crown that burns, fit by the lessons no saint returns. If grace is a fabric that won't give in, I stitch my name in a suit made of sin. No thunder needed, no borrowed grin. I rule the room in a suit made of sin. When love wants proof and fate wants skin, I pay in silence with a suit made of sin. Bring me the boat I couldn't afford, cloth of regret that the past has stored. Bring me the thimble that saved my hands when rage tore holes in gentler plans. Bring me the needle that mends with time, threaded with mercy, stitch it in rhyme. If power's a pattern cut on bone, let tailors of patience mark it alone. I'll base my fury in unpicked pain, press it flat with a midnight rain. And if the fit asks blood to win, I'll bleed discreetly through a suit made of sin. No applause, no brighter gin, just breath and cloth and the man within. I wear my quiet like a crown of death. I wear my quiet like a crown that burns, fit by the lessons no saint returns. If grace is a fabric that won't give in, I stitch my name in a suit made of sin. No thunder needed, no borrowed grin. I rule the room in a suit made of sin. When love wants proof and fate wants skin, I pay in silence with a suit made of sin. Write it in brass, write it on skin. My keeping on a suit made of sin. If truth must show, they'll laugh it then. I'll stand like up in a suit. gutter hums a hymn on the eaves. Window rides rivers down the leaves. Roof keeps time with a fingertip drum. Lightning signs quiet, thunder stays numb. Key in the lock like a whispered refrain. Welcome home to a house made of rain. I didn't build this place out of brick or bone. Didn't stack proof just to call it my own. I gathered what fell from a restless sky, the salt of losses, the tears I denied. I learned the angles water prefers, how grief turns gentle when nobody stirs. I framed the rooms with slowed down breath, mortared the corners with patience and rest. No nails of pride, no doors that shout, just hinges of mercy that open out. I swept the noise from yesterday's veins and laid these floors with a hush that remains. Count to 4 with the rafters bend, let the drip find rhythm and call it a friend. If memory knocks with a suitcase of blame, show it the same, let the rainfall explain. In a house made of rain, I'm clean again. Walls of weather, floors of wind, roof of forgiveness, beams of refrain. I'm home in the hush of a house made of rain. No fire to prove, no crowd to entertain, just me and the hymn of a house made of rain. Kitchen light flickers like a faithful nurse, measuring pulse in the coffee's verse. The kettle exhales what the night held tight. Let's old names soften and learn to be light. I shelved the thunder beside the door, labeled it only if peace asks for more. My coat hangs wet with an honest past. It drips in a bucket, I empty it last. There's a chair that forgives the weight I bring, a towel that crowns me with nothing like king. This roof doesn't keep the storms away, it teaches me how to stay. Breathe on forward till the bass says stay. Let the snare brush puddles into play. If pride arrives with a loud acclaim, turn down the lamp, let the rain know your name. In a house made of rain, I'm clean again. Walls of weather, floors of weather, roof of forgiveness, beams of refrain. I'm home in the hush of a house made of rain. I bless what broke and what remained, built in a room in a house made of rain. The bedroom window holds a silver sheet, city's heartbeat softened and sweet. I count the breaths I used to spend on doors that jammed and wars to defend. But water rewrites the story I kept, turns razors to rivers where swords once slept. It polishes shame like a blackened toin, till face and purpose rejoin. I keep a ledger for gentler dues, debits of anger, credits of truce. Balance returns like an evening train, arriving on tracks made of rain. Hold your count, let the strings lean low, let piano drip notes you already know. If guilt demands an iron chain, rinse it to rust in the mouth of rain. In a house made of rain, I'm clean again. Walls of weather, floors of wind, roof of forgiveness, beams of refrain. I'm home in the hush of a house made of rain. No witness needing no domain, built, breathe and breathe in a house made of rain. Bring me the words I spoke too fast, I'll soak them soft till the edges pass. Bring me the locks I forced for proof, rain will repair the honest roof. Bring me the letters I never sent. We'll float them down the basement then. Let the guitar bend like a bowed down spine. Let trumpet glow like a street lamp sign. If mercy is watered in and I'm the clay, save me slow, wash warm river. Say let's hold true, count four, come through. Hallway mirror fogs with a second chance. Finger draw circles where I used to glance. The man in the glass looks old ashore, but kind in the lines where storms mature. I thank the leaks that taught me pails, like the temporary roofs that became my tales. I learned that shelter isn't dry. It's where your worry comes to lie, where grief is a guest with a decent bed, and blame is a coat you learn to shed, where love is a mop, not a closing door, cleaning the footprints you adore. 4 beats soft like a cotton hem. Let the past get quiet at the brim. If rage returns to stake its claim, it leaves in silence, washed by rain. In a house made of rain, I'm clean again. Walls of weather, floors of wind, roof of forgiveness, beams of refrain. I'm home in the hush of a house made of rain. I mend, I breathe, I lose the strain, and sleep like thunder after rain, after rain. In a house made of rain, I'm clean again. Walls of weather, floors of wind, roof of forgiveness, beams of refrain. I'm home in a hush of a house made of rain. Write it in water, let doubt complain. It has no proof where the rain remains. If someone asks how I lost the chain, I answer, I learned to live in a house made of rain. Drip slow down to a monk-like clock. D minor breath and the windows lock. I killed a lame bill, two chords played. Oh, house made of red then. In a house made of rain. D minor dawn on a water skin. Mist writes cursive where banks begin. Gravel listens, reeds lean slow. Piano of droplets counting gold. I touch the rail and feel time run. This river moves, but forgets no one. I walk beside this faithful vein, through winter glass and summer rain. It kept my secrets, learned my stride, fouled my anger, gentled pride. I threw a stone when I was young, a vow that bent a stubborn tongue. The circles widened, found their song, they're singing still, the river's drum. I thought I left those echoes then, but water keeps what shapes a man. Count to 4 with the ribs, not pride. Let breathe be the long, clear guide. If memory bears for a brighter gun, point to the current. It forgets no one. The river forgets no one. It carries, doesn't erase. It smooths the names we carve and leaves them in their place. No judgment in its running, no scoreboard in its run. It holds the world in motion river forgets no one. A widow folds a letter thin, drops it in like a trusted hymn. The fence still holds her script confessed. The water tucks it to its chest. Two kids throw sticks and count to 4. Each choice chooses its farther shore. They cheer for the one that learns to bend. They watch the stubborn sink and end. I'm not like maps that finally know. You move by yield and more than go. What couldn't listen came undone, but mercy swam, it drowned no one. Breathe on 4, let strings lean low. Let piano leave space where meanings grow. If pride returns with a hurried tongue, set it to water. It forgives no one. The river forgets no one. It carries, doesn't erase. It smooths the names we carved and leaves them in their place. No judgment in its running, no scoreboard in its run. It holds the world in motion. The river forgets no one. Kept a drawer of unmailed lines, apologies stitched to winter vines. I read them here and tear them slow, like petals training grief to grow. The pages drift in softened bits, become a school of tender wits. A cock turns once a heron bows, a river signs the gentler vows. It doesn't lift me out of pain, it teaches names for honest rain. I learned to stand where truths are spun, not to be spotless, just become. Count to 4 till the heart stands sure. Let quiet be strong and good be pure. If thunder begs for a borrowed gun, show it these banks. They shoot no one. The river forgets no one. It carries, doesn't erase. It smooths the names we carved and leaves them in their place. No judgment in its running, no scoreboard in its run. It holds the world in motion. The river forgets no one. Bring me the locks I forced for show. I'll oil them now and let them go. Bring me the names I said too hard. I'll speak them soft in the backyard. Bring me the miles I sprinted, then I'll walk them back with broader skin. Let finger-picked guitar bend once, then rest. Let bass keep time inside the chest. If victory wants a neon sun, feed it bread by the river's run. Because power without kindness is only one, and rivers keep the ledger. They forget no one. Say less, stand plain, count to 4, remain. Across the bend, the factory wall, rust and ivy equal draw. The river eats the iron's pride, turns red to brown, then lets it slide. Even the worst it learns to lift, not to pretend but give it drift. A bottle note inside my hand, a boy's small script, a future plan. I'll learn to fix, I'll learn to stay. I'll make the doors behave this way. I seal it back and trust the run. Some other shore will meet that sun. Click, pray, let mercy sign the day. If history asks what we've become, point at the water It forgets no one. The river forgets no one. It carries, doesn't erase. It smooths the names we call, it leaves them in their place. No judgment in its running, no scoreboard in its run. It holds the world in motion. The river forgets no one. The river forgets no one. It carries, doesn't erase. Write it in reeds and walking stones, and bridges strong and humble homes. No brightest crown, no loud enthroned, just breathing bread and labor grown. If I am gone. Crooked wide, my breath smelled like smoke and tide. Another night with nothing to prove, just the echo of the man I used to move. The whiskey speak where words can't live, a quiet sermon no priest could give. In the dark, she nods, she always forgives. I live in town that forgot my face, chasing ghosts I could never replace. Dreams turn cold in the neon rain. Every step I took just spelled my name. She said, baby, love's a game of death, and I'm still paying what I can't forget. I light a match just to watch it fade, 'cause whiskey don't forget mistakes I've made. Jukebox hums that same old lie, promises burning while the years go by. A stranger nod says, I know that pain. We toast the past and lose again. A shadow moves where her perfume stayed. It's been 10 years but it smells the same. Every night I try to reset, but whiskey don't forget. No preacher waits, no choir sings, just bottles lined like wedding rings. You can pray or curse the flame, but it'll still spell out her name. Sin comes cheap, truth comes late. Heaven's locked, I missed that gate. And every sip's a cold duet, 'cause whiskey don't forget. So pour one for the man who lost his fight, still singing low through another night. He laughs soft at what he regrets. Yeah, whiskey don't forget. It hums my sorrow in a golden tone, cuts through bone straight to the soul. I ain't begging peace, just a reset, but a whiskey don't forget. Torn, but her smile still stings like a chord that never stops to ring. I left her name carved on a ballroom door. She left her heart on my bedroom floor. The past Nights don't sleep, is your waist in line with an open seat and a glass of wine. I try to heal, but the blues still bet that whiskey won't forget. The road hums low, the tires confess. Every mile a wound I don't address. I've chased forgiveness down dead-end streets, but mercy don't speak to men like me. I see a face in motel glass, reflected pain that just won't pass. I smile faintly, try to reset, but whiskey don't forget. The man in the mirror grins too wide. He's tired of watching me run and hide. He says, boy, the truth is a debt unpaid, and whiskey's a price that never fades. The blues ain't cruel, it's just fair. It gives you pain, cause nothing else cares. You lose your soul, your last roulette. Still whiskey don't forget. I used to play loud for a crowded room. Now I hum slow in the shadows tune. She said I drowned in my own regret. Now I float on a sea I can't forget. The night don't judge, it just takes its due. Each drop a story I swore was true. The flame still burns my silhouette, and whiskey don't forget. Pour one for the ones who tried to love too hard and still got denied. For the ghosts that dance when the lights reset. Yeah, whiskey don't forget. Raise that glass to the center song, where right feels right and wrong feels strong. No crown, no pardon, no vignette, cause whiskey don't forget. Peace for a steady flame. Sign the night beneath my name. The bar's near empty, but the sound still sways. A broken prayer to better days. Each note bleeds, each silence sways. She's gone, but a ghost still plays. And in that hush of cold regret, whiskey won't forget. Keep time in minor key. If hell had a stage, I'd play it blue, cause the devil drinks the same as you. My song's a scar I can't outplay. It follows me night and day. I drink to dreams not finished yet, cause whiskey don't forget. No choir hums, no dawn redeems, just a low hum of forgotten dreams. The truth don't fade, it just resets. Whiskey don't forget. It's mercy's twin with a bitter face, a cold hand, a warm embrace. I fade, I fall, I owe they did. The doors swing slow like they know my name. The bass walks steady, the night feels tame. A hush comes down like a velvet cloak. I light the match, raise the smoke. The room leans in with a silver grin. Power speaks softer than a violin. In the dark, she nods, she's seen this road. I wear my calm like a heavy coat. Move like thunder, you don't quite hear. A close-cut suit, a glass, no fear. I traded rage for a coat of flame. Let silence do the heavy game. My shoes say little, my eyes say more. I own the room without the roar. Every breath is a quiet stroke, a crown you only see in smoke. The mirror lights hum, the bottles gleam. The floor remembers where I've been. I carve my code in nights like this. No wasted word, no reckless kiss. The band plays low, the snare says wait. The clock keeps time with measured fate. I take my seat, the world takes note. A crown you only see in smoke. Ain't no preacher teaching this control. It's learned by losing what you stole. You trade your thunder for a pulse. You tame the beast, you kill the false. Let pride dissolve, let fear revoke. Wear patience like a tailored cloak. And when the noise begins to choke, you rise, a crown in smoke. So pour one for the men who rule the room, with quiet hands and eyes that bloom. He laughs low, no need to boast. He wears a crown the night can host. It hums like silk, it cuts like oak. A power born of calm and oath. I ain't begging fate or hope, I wear my crown in smoke. She walks on past with a sideways glance, a little test, a noble dance. I tip my glass, the message lands. I lead with silence, not my hands. No sudden moves, just measured grace. No chase required to win the race. Let others burn, let others choke. I hold my crown in smoke. I built my laws on steel and skin, on debts I paid and fights I didn't. No easy wins, no cheap applause, just bruised respect and final cause. I lose the rush, I keep the soul. I play the long, deliberate role. When tempers break and bargains croak, I breathe, a crown in smoke. The man in the mirror lifts his brow, says, son, you finally learned it now. Power ain't loud, it's poison proof. It's how you stand beneath the roof. No grin required, no sharpened blade, just presence of the men obeyed. I nod once slow, the lesson spoke. A crown you only see in smoke. The band leans back, the bass grows warm. The snare keeps time like a heartbeat charm. A whisper passive, table to table, respect untold, a living fable. No name announced, no banner flown, just gravity that I've outgrown. The air gets thick, the doubts go broke. They see my crown in smoke. Smoke. Raise your glass to the steel that's kind, to iron calm and disciplined mind. No roar, no shove, no cloak, just a quiet crown in smoke. Oh, the lights descend to amber gold, the groove grows while the pulse grows bold. Each note declares without a word the simplest law I ever heard. Own your breath, unlock the yoke, let patience wrap you up in smoke. And when the room leans close to choke, exhale. The crown in smoke. I ain't tame. I just refuse the frantic game. I aim my fire, I ration heat. I leave the chaos at my feet. I iron my soul, I press my will. I move the night by standing still. And when the doubts rise up to joke, they drown beneath my smoke. Ain't no choir singing my name, just bass and breath and tempered flame. No trumpet blast, no drums that poke, just the hush that crowns the oak. The strong don't beg, the wise don't poke. They float their names on rings of smoke. And when the noise begins to choke, I smile, my crown is smoke. Kings who rule with calm, not sharper things. For the men whose word outweighs the cloak, who wear their crown in smoke. No throne, no bell, no gilded joke. Daylight sits quiet on a workbench scar. Dust makes halos with the tools now. Piano breath, a low D chord. My hands remember what they're for. No crowd, no clock that needs a jury. Just honest work with hands without hurry. I hammered my youth to a louder law, built fast kingdoms out of raw. The nails looked brave till the boards pulled thin. Speed was a show I kept within. Now I square the wood till corners rest. Let patience choose which cut is best. I sand the edge till the splinters learn that time is a teacher that doesn't burn. I oar the hinge and watch it sing, quiet arc that spares the spring. The door behaves like a truer story. That's what you get with hands without hurry. Count to 4 on the ribs, not eyes. Let breath be the rule that squares your lies. If pride says faster, smile and defer. What's meant to last prefers the slower. Hands without hurry, they hold, they mend, they stay. They make a room sturdy and keep the sharp away. No neon needed, no borrowed jury, just work made right by hands without hurry. The street outside wears a softer shoe, the kind that walks what it means to do. A neighbor waves with a fence half broke. We trade 2 planks and a lighter yoke. He says I rushed it, I say we've all. Then measure twice so boards don't fall. We share the weight on the end that bites. Leave room for swelling on rainy nights. He breathes like someone who found his floor. I find my peace at his front door. The screw seats slow till threads find glory. Another job done with hands without hurry. Breathe on 4, let the snare stay low. Let piano leave space where meanings grow. If yesterday begs for a faster story, let today reply hands without hurry. They hold, they mend, they stay. They make a room sturdy and keep the sharp away. No neon needed, no borrowed jury, just work made right by hands without hurry. I've learned the grammar of grain and glue, how oak keeps secrets, how maple's true, how mercy sands down a jagged word, how screws don't strip if your faith's not hurried. I fix a chair where a child will climb, building a rhythm that honors time. My knuckles wear a wiser stain, not blood, not brag, but honest grain. I keep a box of screws I save for days when lack meets love I brave. A measured drawer labeled ordinary glory, a craftsman's gospel hands without hurry. Count to 4 till the pulse sits right. Let strings bow warmth instead of might. If thunder lobbies for its story, let hinges vote for hands without hurry. They hold, they mend, they stay, they make a room sturdy and keep the sharp away. No neon needed, no borrowed jury, just work made right by hands without hurry. Bring me the locks I slam for show, I'll oil them now and let them go. Bring me the names I carve too deep, I'll plane them smooth where children sleep. Bring me the miles I sprinted thin, I'll walk them back with broader skin. Let slide guitar band once and rest, let bass keep time inside the chest. If victory wants a quicker glory, teach it a slower, better story. Say less, stand plain, count to 4, remain. Evening leans through an open frame, paint dries level without a name. I write the date on the windowsill, sign it small so the house stands still. A letter waits with a grateful line, about that table holds just fine. I fold it twice like a carpenter's square, lay it flat in remembered air. What I repair repairs me too. The proof is the life that passes through. Soup on Sunday, a story's glory. Feet on floors cured without hurry. Hold that 4, let the rim click fade. Let patience harvest what time has made. If pride asks who will tell your story, I'll point at the doors that open surely. They hold, they mend, they stay, they make a room sturdy and keep the sharp away. No neon needed, no borrowed jury, just work made right by hands without hurry. I touch the bench where a boy will learn, teach him the grain and how clamps turn. He asks why wait if we know it fits, because I say wood has its wits. Because a life is a house you build, with edges eased and anger stilled. Because strong isn't fast, it's true. Strong is a door that won't bruise you. He nods like rain when it finds a field. We glue the joint and let it yield. He'll leave today with a simpler story, how men grow tall with hands without hurry. Hands without hurry. Hands without hurry. They hold, they mend, they stay, they make a room sturdy and keep the sharp away. Law neon needed, no borrowed jury. I'm biased, we're hands without hurry. The outer walls weave like a closing friend, streams bubble low, immersions in